What's up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Today we are going over XRP Ripple in this document from 2018 that specifically showcases the dormant capital sitting on sidelines, the pre-funded Nostro accounts that I like to call just in case money. Guess how much this is? And remember, this is on the high end of the estimate, and this is quoted by Ripple, $27 trillion. Now, understand the cross-border market alone is $155 trillion. XRP's market capitalization today, per this video, is only $10.5 billion. Of course, there's room to grow, specifically with multiplier effects when you take into account that the circulating supply is not $100 billion, it is $45 billion. The initial $55 billion XRP were locked up in escrow since the 2017 smart contract lockup. Keep this in mind, there's a variety of multiplier effects. Ripple, the company, just a funny coincidence, was also valued at $10 billion, one of the hottest and most valuable private fintech companies to come out of Silicons to date. I don't even need to go into depth about the caliber of people that are sitting on their board of directors, that advise them, that are connected with them. They've met with the Federal Reserve essentially since day one. They have an office in DC. A lot of their offices also correspond with fintech hotbeds and obviously ODL corridors that are, high focus, specifically also with R3. So don't get me started with R3. Lehman Brothers, Wall Street boys, trade finance, that is where the big money is. XRP for, Ripple, I think it's going to be more so high volume, low value payment systems. And then from there, the sky's the limit. Why on earth is XRP building derivatives products? The derivatives market on average, because it's an intangible market, is $700 trillion. So you just imagine 1%, 10% of that market. Why? Well, because the XRPL is building integrations with this on a daily basis. We see what's going on with NASDAQ, Bitstamp, all these integrations across the board. And derivatives, such as products like swaps and futures, are for commodities. So let's think about corn, oil, flour, rice, precious metals. Do you understand how much money will be moving, the importance of velocity of money, and the importance of DLT, specifically distributed ledger technology, for immutability, transparency, speed, cost of settlement and fees, scalability, if I already said that already. Just honestly, if you are not bullish in the space, you don't see XRP as a true contender in the space, I think you're lost, and I advise you turn around and go check out another channel. All right, so just to speed through this before we get into a different go kind of dive into this information, remember that per that video on September 2nd, when I was talking about just sitting on the sidelines with my trading bag, I'm always adding to my long-term positions if I can. Might not be anything crazy, but notice even Algorand, which I'm a big fan of, I talked about selling. We're at 45 cents. And I had one of my good friends sell his bag sitting on the sidelines waiting for re-entry. Notice today, we're sitting at the 50 moving average, right? Well, the same thing. We broke through, we tapped the 100, and we thought we were going to bounce and get out of there. Nope. We tapped the 50 like a game of, ping pong, and then bounced right through and cut through. Now we're sitting on the 200. Where do we go next? Notice from that 45 cent point where I told my buddy to sell, let's try to get exactly 45 to where we are today. So let's go to that 29. That's roughly 34%. You've already improved your position if you buy back now. And then when you go back up to that price point of, let's click out of there, excuse me. And this is just basic math and just showing you some opportunity. The bigger it is, obviously the bigger opportunity, 29 cents you buy back now, and you wrote it up to say that 45 cent region. Let's say that's 53% return. So you sold, you bought back, and you wrote up. That is how you are using money and trading correctly, all right? Making your money work for you. Taking advantage of this manipulation, the trading bots, etc., that exist within this market. All right. So talked about that. Let's dive in. So just wanted to talk about this. I shared this on Twitter as well. Yes, we've seen smaller figures. I'm curious what they were referring to specifically, such as $2 trillion and $9.6 trillion. But overall, we can talk about this. And the issue is, since settlements, meaning payments that are on the core ledgers of the central banks, are so slow, they have to have money, trapped cash, on the sidelines to use if they do not have other cash available. That is how inefficient the current system is today, and this is where XRP obviously is one bridge asset that bridges between currencies, can provide on-demand liquidity, hence the name of their product. Okay, so I'm going to actually link this in the top of the video description if you guys want to refer back to this. This is from 2018, February. You can see company overview. Some of, obviously, Singapore is another fintech hotbed, which I was referring to. Sydney, Tokyo, SBI, Ripple is huge. Luxembourg, of course, we know that Chris Larson's, relationship there. London, R3 is also there. Same with New York and San Fran. We can see some of their investors. Accenture helping with the digital dollar project, also with helping with Swift with digital transformation, and R3. Can you smell a little, vested interest there? Google Ventures, Seagate is another one that you have to pay attention to. Standard Chartered. Think of, Access with Alipay. We'll talk about them briefly. 94 million funding. We can talk about the Internet of Value. You get the gist here, and just notice a sample of our growing network of 100 customers. So this is in 2018, but we're going to show something really funny here. Right here. So I am Legion sharing this. 2017 of October. RippleNet grows to more than 100 financial institutions. Next, now we see January 8th, 2019. RippleNet surpasses 200 customers worldwide. Next, November 6th, within that same year, merely 11 months later, announcing more than 300 customers. I'm truly curious where we are today, direct customers. And of course, I would love to know the exact number of customers that are specifically using XRP. As we know, you cannot regulate something that you do not define. So are we potentially waiting for XRP to be regulated? Is there a bigger plan at play? Is this all just a giant act and narrative to bring in this new financial system with a variety of assets and help with digitalization as this pandemic pushes that narrative? I don't know. You tell me. Everybody, the thing about, opinions is everyone has one, including me, and we all are dead set thinking that ours is the right thing and it's correct. And I'm trying to remind myself that I might not be right. So please just remind yourself that as well. Take a step back, do your own research, and just keep an open mind. Try to explore all possibilities. I know I'm not perfect. I'm a hypocrite for saying that, but I'm doing my best. All right. So, talking about some of these investors, we know MUFG, one of the world's biggest banks, Reese Bank, trialing with SAP. We could talk about this on and on and on. Xcurrent, again, essentially what Swift just built and stole from them, just the same type of software. I just wholeheartedly believe that XRP has a great chance, if not, it was already planned from the beginning, tinfoil hat time, that, XRP was planned with this in mind. Notice that Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, has said what we're doing on a daily basis is chipping away at Swift. Guys, to replace Swift, it will take time because there's tons of infrastructure, but guess what? It has taken time. We've already been going 8 years strong. And the thing is, they do not have the funds that Ripple has. They do not have this war chest. And as Ripple said, they intend to use it in press. All right? So we'll keep going. I advise you guys looking into this. If you want to do your own research from here as well, absolutely recommend doing so. We'll keep going. Kraken, notice, one of the first banks in the United States to become literally a cryptocurrency bank. And you people tell me that you're bearish long-term? No. Short-term, yeah, I can absolutely see some price swings, manipulation, and dumps for the big whales to buy in just like they did in the 90s with the stock market in the dot-com bubble. Same thing's going to occur. That doesn't change. Why do they do it? Why do they do, a giant bull run in 2017, 2018, then they suppress it for 2 to 3 years? Because it works every time. Our fickle minds, our human minds, get sick of it. We see the price go down. Oh, maybe this is a scam. Maybe it's a bubble. Maybe I should sell. Maybe I should just give up and go back to work. False. They do it because it's effective. So stay strong, know what you hold, and do your own research. Stick to the fundamentals, and remember, when in doubt, zoom out. All right, we have Mercury FX, Qualix, two of the first users for XRP and actually live payment flows. You can see use cases. So not only Nostro replacement of that $27 trillion doing nothing, and I'm not saying it will, 100% go into that market cap, but even, 10% of that. And if you guys understand the other multiplier effects and collateralizing XRP, like taking XRP and collateralizing it to actually create CBDCs or even use cases with its decentralized exchange on the XRPL, I'm just telling you guys, if you are on this channel and you're rolling your eyes thinking this is all hype, just so you know, a price limitation of even $10 per XRP is a price prediction. And that is just as silly as saying, $100 XRP. Again, the sky is the limit. I have no price predictions. I'm not going to put a limit. I have an open mind. You can do the math any way you cut it. You can use the valuation, the actual XRP valuation framework, and go off that based off Robbie Mitchnick for XRP, who is now head of blockchain at BlackRock, a multi-trillion-dollar custodian, or Susan Athey, formerly with Ripple, and she has ties to Bilderberg Group, which is essentially hopefully my YouTube video doesn't get banned for even talking about it, so I'm not going to go into it. But again, you can look into Bilderberg, and you can look into it yourselves, and you decide if XRP is going to be a zero or hero. You know exactly where I stand, and I'll keep making these videos because I think if it, helps one person listen to it once and then go do their research, I win. All right, and hopefully that's a win for you. Okay, so pre-funding and destination currencies, we've gone through this, and right here, $27 trillion due to delayed settlement in this trapped cash. Just has to sit there just in case. There's not direct corridor pairs between, the Indonesian currency and perhaps, I'm trying to think of another currency, maybe somewhere in like Samoa, and like remittance payments, but it also gets big, and it also becomes incredibly important for even the world of capital finance as well. And that's where maybe R3 could disrupt. Okay. So notice XRapid today, it is ODL. This is specifically XRP whenever you see this. Eliminates pre-funding. There are not many other competitors that have a service that does this, eliminates pre-funding. Yeah, Swift GPI. Oh yeah, that RTGS Global Group or Utility Settlement, like all these other, they each have their own pros and cons. And by far, this is one of them that is most important. It's about capital efficiency. All these people that have $27 trillion trapped in bank accounts, losing purchasing power every day due to inflation, the heavy printing. Come on, do you understand how powerful this is to free trillions of dollars upon the economy? And this is one example of a use case. One. All right. So feel free to look into this, refer back to this. You can talk about the actual foreign exchange costs and the basis points, showing how XRP, in combination with ODL, on-demand liquidity, XRapid, can obviously lower it a good amount. Notice, okay? Or at least get you the most competitive rate, I should say. Look at that network fee, 0.001 compared to $10 utilizing Bitcoin. If you own, I'm not touching proof of work, that's all I'm saying. Okay? Any proof of work assets I own, I'm excited for them to move to proof of stake or, any other type of, consensus algorithm. Okay, Swift Nostro accounts. I mean, just look at this. There's no confirmation. There's no guarantee that your money will even arrive. Ridiculous. Okay, Qualix, as I've already said. And then notice XRP at the foundation of this entire payment stack, of this infrastructure. You don't know how to use, most of us don't understand how cell phones work. Most of us don't understand how credit cards work when we swipe them or, chip read them. It's the same thing for payments. We don't need to understand this. We are the everyday people. XRP is going to be solving wholesale interbank settlement for the big boys, institutions. Okay, so definitely a great document to refer back to, talking about, again, XRP consensus versus maybe Bitcoin's proof of work as an example. I think you guys understand the benefits. I know I did a video on this a while back, but I want to do this because I feel there's, I don't know, probably on maybe YouTube, there might be another like 20,000 people that are looking into crypto and XRP, specifically because we've had some of the most bullish news this year saying that US banks can hold cryptocurrency. We have the Volcker rule coming this October. Yeah. If you're not bullish, I do not know what to tell you. And I'm referring to long term. Overall, this technology is going to change the world, and it already is. It's already making a dent in the universe. Maybe you're complaining because XRP hasn't mooned and made a dent in your pocket yet, in a positive way, but time will tell, all right? If you understand this technology, you should not be worried. You should understand the risks involved, and you should always do your own research and do not listen to a single source of information, including myself. Okay. Next, I really want you guys to check this out. If you are a newcomer to XRP, this is a new intro to Ripple and XRP. So I am Legion on Twitter and also coil.com. I'm going to link this in the top of the video description as well, alongside this other $27 trillion document. Really, really recommend you going through this. I Am Legion is a great researcher, probably one of the best in this community, laying it all out. See, mentioning a few use cases: bridge asset, web monetization, and streaming of payments with micro payments. It just goes on and on and on. And the capabilities of XRP go far beyond it. It's also talking about, the ledger that it actually resides on. It's very, very deep. It is not just your typical cryptocurrency on CoinMarketCap. I can assure you of that. There's tons of bad press that you can find on, you can find about it, and there's reason. Remember what Goldman Sachs does. They tell you one thing and they do the opposite. Pay attention to that. Okay? So talking about the caliber of people. You guys can check this out. Highly recommend it. Go on LinkedIn, look into all of them. Essentially, I just want to go over maybe two things. So right here, we have RippleNet partner, dLocal. They added WeChat Pay, Alipay, and Union Pay to their portfolio of emerging market payments. Notice right here. So essentially, dLocal, through a single API integration, specifically because Ripple's going towards the cloud, so is Swift. We know the narrative. These popular payment methods, because Alipay is the #1 mobile network in the world of users. Right here, expands on dLocal's payments solutions in China, helping global merchants capture 70% of the market. And remember, XRP is simply an option. It's going to be an option everywhere because it's a level playing field and it's agnostic. As it gets that flywheel effect and starts eating up liquidity and becoming more valuable and therefore becoming more liquid and so on, it has crazy, crazy power. Okay, Lian, American Express, all tied to Ripple, should be no surprise. I know you guys know this. And then right here, this is what I'm interested in. So we know R3, correct? We know many of the same board members that exist also with Swift. No coincidence. These people are here to change the game, to update the system, and it is the only way it's going to actually win and change is by going open. It has to be an open landscape connected to open permissionless protocols and networks. There still will be permission protocols and cryptocurrencies, but there's going to be open ones as well, and that is where XRP comes into play, and that's where we can actually own pieces of this protocol, and as the network is used more and more, the actual asset appreciates. It's going to flip stock market investing on its head, and it's going to be amazing to watch and witness. Notice Marco Polo right here, $40 trillion volume. So in global trade finance is estimated at $40 trillion. Crazy. Just wanted to leave you with that. And then also, XRP_Crow sharing this. Check out his website, status.hr as well. So Hdfc Bank, the world's largest private sector bank in India, has joined RippleNet. So this was in August of this year. We had Naveen Gupta, speaking of this, managing director of the Middle East, Northern Africa. Notice, I'm pleased to announce that HDFC Bank, largest private sector bank in India, has joined RippleNet. Remember, RippleNet is the network of users, of corporates, of banks, etc. They will be a key receiving partner into India. Key receiving partner, almost like one of their entries. And notice that Ripple even quoted to say that they had over 50% of India in the pipeline back in 2018. Notice, and our team is incredibly excited to work with them. Interesting. So private companies are teaming up with private companies, more acquisitions than ever before in recent years. We are seeing even the public admitting that they need to team up with private parties to complete this, because why? Governments do not innovate, they adopt. They have, the wealthy funds, or the private companies have the funds to do all of this in innovation. So the government will just take the technology. This is all right in front of us, guys. India, notice this. So Ripple's dominating India, yet you have all this FUD and these rumors that cryptocurrency trading is going to be banned in India. That's not going to affect XRP, period. All right, just pay attention to that. Now, as we showed earlier with IM Legions, we had 100 financial institutions, 200 financial institutions, 300 financial institutions. I want you guys to look. So I'm sure you know Moore's Law. Look up Metcalfe's Law. This is Moore's Law of connectivity, essentially network effects. When you are adding and you are at these high numbers of institutions, and some of them have thousands upon thousands of customers and millions of dollars of payment volume at least. Do you understand what it means when you add a new private bank or a new financial institution, such as this group, Hdfc? That is not equivalent to one bank. Just think of corridors. When you add new corridors, there's new pairs. If you understand how combinations exist in mathematics, it's the same thing. What's that term? Permutation? Regardless, I'm just talking about combinations, variety of pairs. I guess permutations more so like the order or arrangements of, assets. But you can, basically create different pairs, different pathways, and a variety of different pathways is going to start looking like a subway system. And that is exactly like the plumbing of this financial ecosystem. And of course, XRP, obviously being that financial lubricant or that liquidity, the water moving through the pipes. That is the money, the value, not just fiat, anything. Specifically like commodities and any type of derivative product that transfers value, like I referenced at the beginning of this video. All right. And to finish things up right here, guys, central bank payment news, a new direction for SWIFT over the next 2 years. And this is in a quote, and beyond, we will fundamentally transform payments and securities processing, retooling cross-border infrastructure as part of a new strategy approved by our board. All right. So remember, the same narrative, all going cloud. And this is what I think is most interesting: harnessing the power of transaction management. We're innovating the underlying infrastructure that financial institutions use to make transactions run even faster end to end. This is the new CEO of Swift. Remember that the former CEO of Swift, Gottfried Lebrant, even essentially with an analogy when he was on stage with the CEO of Ripple, he basically did a David and Goliath analogy and said that Swift in reality was the small player here. Now, keep in mind, Swift, yes, they're transacting 5 trillion plus per day, but it is pretty telling where this space is going. And whether you agree or don't agree with my sentiment, that is fine. I think the best thing that we can learn in this space is doing your own research and obviously sticking to that, but not getting stuck in a certain modality of thinking. I had a gentleman on Twitter today politely ask, I hope you don't mind me asking you, but how are you so sure about XRP? He was talking about having a long-term bag, holding it, but just reminding himself that nothing is certain and XRP is not done well at all. And I think he's just referring to recently, the past 2 years. Yeah, I agree. But if you look at the returns in the actual price returns throughout its history and throughout its inception, I think that you would actually disagree entirely. And you have to understand that for me, and I don't know everything and neither does anybody else. But yes, I've researched XRP specifically 3+ years, essentially every day, because I am as obsessive as you can imagine. I have papers, I have multiple monitors, I have charts up all time, like at all times. I'm just obsessed to understand things. And I just think giving up now would be the silliest thing on my part. And I can't tell you what to do financially. I don't know your situation, to each their own. We all have our own preference. So I can't answer that. I can't give you specific exit plans. All I can do is, try to lead by example. And as I'm just a work in progress as myself, and I use this quote a lot and I really like it, but I'm a work in progress trying to lead by example. And I think that's all we can ever do. If you guys, do your own research, you find something, make your own decision. Don't listen to me, listen to other channels that talk badly of XRP, listen to some companies that talk badly of XRP, and you decide. Because the truth is, if something was guaranteed and everybody loved it, there'd be no opportunity. If everyone said XRP is going to be the one winner, okay, well, there'd be no competition. XRP would already be $100 or $10,000 per coin. We would not have the opportunity to be here now at a 23-cent XRP. That is the way I'm seeing things. So, not XRP's not doing well since 2018. That's just another of the thousands of reasons why I feel like it'll do well in the future. And this is all just from my personal research, and I want everyone to hear this. You do not have to believe in XRP. You do not have to invest in it. I hold a variety of coins. XRP is one of my biggest positions. You do what is best for you. It's a risk I'm personally willing to take from my own work and research in this digital asset space. I think XRP is a clear contender to help in the payment space as we enter the internet of value. If you would like to learn more, I have 500+ videos. There's a bunch of other great researchers in this community on coil.com, throughout Twitter. Some have Patreons if you want to check them out. Some are YouTubers. Please just, get your information from a variety of sources. Do what is best for you. Diversify if you see fit. It doesn't matter. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I just needed to get that off my chest and kind of give some of you a pep talk. Just understand what is ahead of us. We are in the right asset class. We're all going to look to improve our lives. Stay positive. I am beyond excited. And let's just see where the storm of this cryptocurrency market takes us, because I do not think that we are out of the storm yet. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to share this video around, and I will see you in the next video.